The Discovery. Zara Vance, a renowned human explorer and xenobiologist, had always been drawn to the mysteries of the universe. Her insatiable curiosity had led her to the far reaches of the galaxy, searching for new life forms and unraveling the secrets of the cosmos. This time, her journey had brought her to Nex 6, a long-abandoned planet that had once served as a galactic dumping ground. As Zara's ship descended through the planet's atmosphere, she couldn't help but feel a sense of excitement mixed with apprehension. The surface of Nex 6 was a vast expanse of twisted metal, discarded machinery, and the remnants of long-forgotten civilizations. It was a graveyard of technology, a testament to the wastefulness of countless species across the galaxy. "Amy, what do the scans show?" Zara asked, turning to her AI companion. Amy, a sleek, silver android with glowing blue eyes, tilted her head as she processed the data. "The atmosphere is breathable, and the radiation levels are within acceptable limits," she reported. "However, I am detecting unusual energy readings from the planet's surface." Zara's eyes widened with interest. "Unusual energy readings. Can you pinpoint the source?" "The readings appear to be coming from multiple locations scattered across the planet," Amy replied. "They do not match any known energy signatures in my database." Zara's mind raced with possibilities. Could there be some form of life on this desolate world? The prospect seemed unlikely, given the harsh conditions and the lack of any discernible ecosystem. Yet the energy readings suggested that something was down there, something that defied explanation. As the ship touched down on the surface of Nex 6, Zara donned her protective suit and grabbed her equipment. She stepped out onto the planet, her boots crunching against the metal debris that littered the ground. The air was still, and an eerie silence hung over the landscape. Amy followed close behind, her sensors scanning the surroundings for any potential threats. Together, they set out to investigate the mysterious energy readings, their curiosity driving them forward into the unknown. Little did they know that their journey would lead them to a discovery that would challenge everything they thought they knew about the universe and the nature of life itself. On this forgotten world, amidst the ruins of countless civilizations, they would encounter something extraordinary, something that would change the course of their lives forever. First contact. As Zara and Amy trekked through the metallic wasteland of Nex 6, the energy readings grew stronger, guiding them toward their source. The landscape was a labyrinth of twisted metal and decaying machinery, a testament to the countless civilizations that had once used this planet as a dumping ground. Suddenly, Amy's sensors picked up movement ahead. "Zara, I am detecting life forms approximately 100 meters from our current position," she reported, her voice tinged with surprise. Zara's heart raced with excitement. Life forms on this desolate planet. It seemed impossible, yet the evidence was right in front of them. She quickened her pace, eager to see what lay ahead. As they rounded a pile of scrap metal, Zara and Amy froze in their tracks. Before them, a group of strange creatures were scurrying about, their bodies a bizarre amalgamation of mechanical parts and organic tissue. They appeared to be scavenging through the debris, their movements quick and purposeful. Zara's mind struggled to process what she was seeing. These creatures, which she would later come to know as the Nexians, had somehow adapted to survive on this harsh, inhospitable world. Their bodies had evolved to incorporate the very technology that had been discarded here, allowing them to thrive in an environment that would have been deadly to most organic life forms. Amy's sensors whirred as she scanned the Nexians. "The life forms appear to be a previously unknown species," she reported. "Their biology is unlike anything in my database. They seem to have developed a symbiotic relationship with the technology on this planet." Zara's scientific curiosity overtook her initial shock. She stepped forward, her hands held up in a gesture of peace. "Hello," she called out, her voice echoing across the metallic landscape. "We come in peace. We mean you no harm." The Nexians paused in their scavenging, their glowing eyes fixating on Zara and Amy. For a moment, there was a tense silence as the two groups regarded each other warily. Then one of the Nexians stepped forward, its movements slow and deliberate. It approached Zora, its mechanical limbs whirring softly. As it drew closer, Zora could see the intricate circuitry that ran beneath its translucent skin, pulsing with energy. The Nexian stopped a few feet away from Zora and tilted its head, as if studying her. Then, to Zora's amazement, it began to emit a series of clicks and whirs, a language that she had never heard before. Amy's processors worked to decipher the Nexian's language. "It appears to be a form of binary code," she said. "I can attempt to translate." Zora nodded, her heart pounding with anticipation. This was a momentous occasion, a first contact with a new species. She knew that every action, every word, could have profound consequences. As Amy began to translate the Nexian's language, Zora couldn't help but marvel at the incredible adaptability of life. Even on a planet that had been discarded and forgotten, life had found a way to persist, to evolve, and to thrive. The Nexian Society. As Zora and Amy spent more time among the Nexians, they began to learn about their remarkable society. The Nexians had developed a complex social structure, with each individual playing a specific role in the community. Some Nexians were skilled engineers, capable of repurposing the discarded technology on the planet to create new machines and devices. Others were hunters, venturing out into the scrapyard to gather resources and fend off potential threats. Still others were caretakers, tending to the needs of the community and ensuring that everyone had access to the necessary resources. Zara was particularly fascinated by the Nexians' ability to communicate with the technology around them. They had developed a unique form of technopathy, allowing them to interface directly with the machines and computers that littered the planet's surface. This ability had allowed them to create advanced systems and technologies that rivaled anything Zara had encountered in her travels. As Zara and Amy delved deeper into Nexian society, they also learned of a looming threat. The Nexians spoke of strange, hostile creatures that lurked in the depths of the scrapyard, creatures that seemed to be consumed by a hunger for the very technology that sustained the Nexians. These creatures, one of the Nexians explained through Amy's translation, are a scourge upon our world. They seek to consume and destroy, leaving nothing but ruin in their wake. Zara's brow furrowed with concern. If these creatures were as dangerous as the Nexians claimed, then their very way of life was at risk. She knew that she couldn't simply stand by and watch as this remarkable society was threatened. "We will help you," Zara declared, her voice filled with determination. "We will find a way to protect your people and your world." The Nexians regarded Zara with a mix of gratitude and wariness. They had never encountered humans before, and they were unsure of what to make of these strange visitors. But they could sense the sincerity in Zara's words, and they knew that they needed all the help they could get. As Zara and Amy worked alongside the Nexians to fortify their defenses and develop new technologies to combat the threat, they couldn't help but marvel at the resilience and ingenuity of this remarkable species. Despite the harsh conditions of their world and the constant danger they faced, the Nexians had not only survived but thrived. But even as they made progress in their efforts to protect the Nexians, Zara couldn't shake the feeling that there was something else at play, something larger and more sinister than they had yet encountered. She knew that they would need to be ready for whatever challenges lay ahead, and she was determined to see this through to the end. The Galactic threat. Just as Zara and the Nexians were beginning to make progress in their efforts to defend against the mysterious creatures that threatened their world, a new danger emerged. A massive spaceship appeared in the skies above Nex 6, its hulking form casting a shadow over the scrapyard. The ship belonged to the Zorgans, a notorious alien race known for their aggressive expansion and their insatiable hunger for resources. They had come to Nex 6 with a single purpose: to strip the planet of its valuable technology and materials, regardless of the cost to its inhabitants. As the Zorgans descended upon the planet, their weapons blazing, Zara and the Nexians knew that they were facing an even greater threat than before. The Zorgans were technologically advanced and ruthless, and they would stop at nothing to achieve their goals. Zara knew that they couldn't face this threat alone. She needed help, and she needed it fast. With Amy's assistance, she sent out a distress call to the Human Federation, hoping that they would respond in time. As they waited for a response, Zara and the Nexians worked tirelessly to bolster their defenses. They repurposed the scrap metal and machinery around them to create makeshift weapons and fortifications, using their ingenuity and resourcefulness to level the playing field against the Zorgans. But even with their best efforts, the Zorgans proved to be a formidable foe. Their weapons were more advanced, their numbers greater, and their resolve unwavering. Zara and the Nexians fought bravely, but they were slowly being pushed back, their defenses crumbling under the relentless onslaught. Just when all seemed lost, a glimmer of hope appeared on the horizon. A fleet of human ships, responding to Zara's distress call, emerged from hyperspace and entered the fray. The Federation had heard their plea and had come to their aid. With the arrival of the human reinforcements, the tide of the battle began to turn. The Zorgans, who had been caught off guard by the sudden appearance of the human fleet, found themselves outmatched and outmaneuvered. Zara and the Nexians, bolstered by the support of the human troops, redoubled their efforts. They fought with a renewed sense of purpose, determined to protect their world and their way of life. As the battle raged on, Zara couldn't help but feel a sense of pride in the resilience and bravery of the Nexians. They had faced impossible odds and had never given up, never lost hope. They had shown the universe that even on a forgotten planet, life could find a way to thrive. But the fight was far from over. The Zorgans were not a foe to be underestimated, and Zara knew that the real battle was only just beginning. She steeled herself for the challenges ahead, knowing that the fate of Nex 6 and its people rested on their shoulders. The battle for Nex 6. The arrival of the Human Federation fleet had given Zara and the Nexians a fighting chance against the Zorgans, but the battle was far from over. The Zorgans were a tenacious and ruthless foe, and they would not give up their prize easily. As the two sides clashed in the skies above Nex 6, Zara and the Nexians worked frantically to develop new weapons and defenses. They knew that they needed every advantage they could get if they were to emerge victorious. Zara's mind raced as she pored over the schematics of Zorgan technology, looking for weaknesses that they could exploit. Amy worked tirelessly beside her, her processors analyzing vast amounts of data and running simulations to find the most effective strategies. Meanwhile, the Nexians used their technopathic abilities to interface with the human ships, enhancing their systems and providing real-time intelligence on the Zorgans' movements. The human soldiers, in turn, fought with a fierce determination, their advanced weaponry and training proving to be a formidable match for the Zorgans. The battle raged on for days, with neither side gaining a clear advantage. The surface of Nex 6 was transformed into a hellish landscape of twisted metal and burning wreckage, as the two sides fought for control of the planet. Zara knew that they were running out of time. The Zorgans were relentless, and their resources seemed endless. If they didn't find a way to end this soon, they risked losing everything they had fought so hard to protect. In a moment of desperation, Zara had a sudden realization. The Zorgans' technology, advanced as it was, relied on a specific frequency to function. If they could disrupt that frequency, they could render the Zorgans' weapons and shields useless. Working with Amy and the Nexians, Zara developed a plan. They would create a massive electromagnetic pulse, using the very technology that the Zorgans sought to steal. It was a risky gambit, but it was their only hope. As the human and Nexian forces fought to keep the Zorgans at bay, Zara and her team worked feverishly to assemble the device. Every moment counted, and they knew that the fate of Nex 6 hung in the balance. Finally, with the device ready, Zara gave the order. The pulse was activated, and a wave of energy swept across the battlefield. The Zorgans' ships and weapons faltered, their systems overloaded by the sudden surge. Seizing the opportunity, the human and Nexian forces pressed their advantage. They attacked with renewed vigor, pushing the Zorgans back and forcing them to retreat. As the last of the Zorgan ships fled the system, A cheer went up from the human and Nexian ranks. They had done it. Against all odds, they had emerged victorious. Zara stood amidst the wreckage of the battlefield, her heart swelling with pride and relief. They had faced the impossible and had come out on top. She knew that this was only the beginning, that there would be other challenges to face in the future. But for now, they could savor their victory and the knowledge that they had made a difference in the universe. A new alliance. In the aftermath of the battle for Nex-6, the Human Federation and the Nexians came together to forge a new alliance. The humans had seen firsthand the bravery and ingenuity of the Nexians, and they knew that they had much to learn from this remarkable species. Zara played a key role in the negotiations, serving as a bridge between the two cultures. She worked tirelessly to foster understanding and cooperation, knowing that the future of both their peoples depended on their ability to work together. As the talks progressed, the Federation made a historic decision. They formally recognized the Nexians as a sentient species, granting them full rights and protections under galactic law. It was a momentous occasion, one that Zara knew would have far-reaching consequences for the universe. With their new status, the Nexians were able to share their unique technologies and knowledge with the Human Federation. They taught the humans about their technopathic abilities and worked with them to develop new forms of communication and interface between organic and mechanical life. In return, the Federation provided the Nexians with access to their vast network of resources and expertise. They helped the Nexians to rebuild their world, to create new habitats and infrastructure that would support their growing population. As the alliance grew stronger, Zora couldn't help but reflect on the incredible journey that had brought them.